Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How you doing today? How's it going? Great. I hope everybody had a wonderful day. I know I did. Very productive, wonderful day. I got to start it off how I usually start it off. You know, I gotta, I gotta play with. I gotta. Hey, Akima. Thanks for tuning in. I see you. Yeah. Nice day today. Nice day today. As we give people time to join. I ain't seen you in a minute, Akima. Look like you're doing well. We got a nice show. It's something that does to me. Nice. Wonderful. Oh man. I like to welcome you to Conversations with Malik. Partner Jeff Joes isn't here. He'll be here for the podcast that we'll be doing on the weekends, the official show. We've been in putting together a lot of hard work to get this done, a lot of thoughts and ideas. I'd like to give a shout out to my son Kareem, who's the producer of the show. He's the sound guy. I'm a few minutes late, but we had some technical sound issues, but we got it together. Grace of God. And so we kind of, I decided to just start coming on, prepping the framework for the show that's coming. And we have the goal of all of this is to change minds and to be a part of changing humanity. So, I'm not on here. My purpose isn't to look jiggy or to waste your time, because you could be watching Scandal right now. Sister Shonda Shimes, excellent sister. But you're tuning in. And so the purpose of everything that we're going to be doing is to reach people. I want to start out. My friend Gregory Wiggins is going to be, for just a few announcements, going to be performing at Jamaica Performing Arts Center, JPAC 15310 Jamaica Avenue, Queens, New York, from tomorrow from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's a Joy in Complete Chaos, a labor and delivery Christmas carol musical. Go check it out. We got Sister Valerie hit me up with the Step Camp, a night of comedy with talent, Thursday, December 14th at G's Restaurant. And they have a lot of good things coming up. They're going to be doing at PS 156 in Lawton. They're going to be doing some things over there. So check them out. I'll have further announcements about that coming up. I want to shout out my son's clothing line that he's launching, Little Malik. We're a family of business people and entrepreneurs. Check them out at the official collab, the.official collab. They got some new clothing coming out. My daughter, daughter Shavona, who's excellent. She makes excellent dresses. If you're looking for dresses for any occasion, Sweet 16, proms. If you're going out, People are stopping by all the house. All of the divas are stopping by and getting dresses from her. You can hit her up on Instagram at Dirty Monroe, at Dirty Monroe. Also, I'd like to shout out Tracy and Malik's bus, 23 years strong, providing service in the community, transporting children back and forth from school, providing jobs. Cheese Bus Inc., our other company. And give a shout out to Creative Stream, my man Jeff Joes, my partner here on the podcast. He has an after-school program on 212th Street, and they have a lot of activities in conjunction with We So Creative, 212th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Give them a shout out, and if you need a place for your child to go, or you need a place to do parties, they do a lot of constructive things over there. So check them out. And how was everybody's day? How was your day? Did you have a productive day today? And the topic that was on my heart was, what do you believe? See, because it's what I believe that actually is going to shape my actions and what I do and don't do. And as we go along for this hour, I'm going to present a course of action, because I'm a firm believer in not just diagnosing a problem and not just telling somebody what they need to be doing, but actually showing you how to do it. And so one of the things is I need to learn how to see the truth in the lie. The truth is somewhere there in the lie. Thoughts and concepts that I have about myself. And so belief is powerful, right? That's kind of what separates man from animals, is that we can have a vision of something and then actually carry that out. Animals and other species don't have that, but human beings have that. That I could actually envision something and then make it turn into make it manifest and become a reality. So, the spiritual realm, there's a lot of paradoxes. So in the Bible, it talks about, as a man thinketh, a man or woman thinketh, so is he or she. I'm going to add the she to it. We're in the women's movement right now. Women are speaking up. They're being violated. They've been being violated, but women are speaking up now, so I'm going to add that. But not to contradict anything in the Bible, because the spiritual realm, there's no contradictions, but there's always another side to something. I'm not necessarily what I think. And initially I have to find out what I'm not, to then get to what I am. And the beliefs that I have in myself come from years and years of experiences. My past experiences shape my present concepts. And depending on what I believe or don't believe is actually going to depend on what the fruits of my life. So now let me talk to you about my day. I have a routine. I started out my day a certain way, right? I got still this morning. I took my time out for prayer and meditation. Remember, I talked about the hour. I won the hour. That first hour shaped my day. I was very productive. I exercised today. I ate healthy today. I didn't listen to no CNN today. I didn't listen to anything that would be that didn't feed my soul and feed my spirit. I didn't listen to anything. I see you, Jeff Joes. Anything. I stayed focused on the task at hand. I stayed focused on what it is that I believe. Because in those moment-to-moment decisions, there's a lot of power there. There's a lot of electricity going on. And my decisions that I make from moment to moment are going to shape what I believe. So moment to moment decisions actually are going to govern how my mind works and operates. I can reshape my view. You know, let me tell you something. You can start your life over at any time. You can start your whole life over right now. You know that whole illusion that we think eventually we're going to get it together? Or maybe when I get older, you know, 5-10 years from now, things are just going to work out. Things are just going to miraculously work themselves out. No, there's a process to change. And it goes back to what I believe. If I believe it, I could do it. But first, I have to see it. I have to see it. And I can't believe the lie. So me seeing the truth in the lie, I can't believe the lie about myself. Because all of my concepts are based on past people who introduced those concepts to me. The concepts about God. Whoever was your pastor, that's how, growing up, that's how that's your connection to God. Because that pastor was the representation of God to you. Your parents, your community, the people you grew up around, the difference between black and white people, government, the principle of marriage, how to raise children. All of those are experiences and principles and life's notions that were introduced through somebody else. But where's the room for having a new experience? And some of those experiences might be good experiences. But good is the enemy of the best. And God wants me to have the best possible life for myself. So how do I have the best possible life for myself? I need to be aware in moment-to-moment decisions. Because there's some electricity going on there. I can see, there's things that I see now, I see them totally different. I go through some of the same experiences, but I look at them different. Why? Because I've been able to change. And all of the success that I've had in my life or am having in my life, business and personal, started first with inward change. And that inward change shaped my beliefs. And my beliefs grew into faith. Because as I started living in that belief, I started to develop a faith. So now I know. Before I was guessing, but I know now. And it's something when you know. It's something that stillness comes in when I know. So I came up with 5 things to change the way I believe. Because, you know, it's easy for me to just rant and be on. And I'm not just on here. I'm actually on here because we're in a day and time where we have to really, really be more effective. There's some things happening in this country. I see you, Monica. There's some things going on. And in order for us to survive this, we have to start over. We gotta really, really, really start thinking on a higher plane. And there's no limit to that plane of thinking. So first thing is that the first step is that I gotta visualize the dream. I gotta visualize it. Who am I? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? Do I want to open a business? What is it that I want to be? Right? I got to first visualize that dream. And then the second thing I got to do is I got to think of all the ways that that dream can be destroyed and do the total opposite. So I visualize a dream. And then the second thing is I got to think of all of the ways that that dream can be destroyed and do the total opposite. The next thing I got to do, I got to take the first step in that direction regardless. So this is the third thing, regardless of finances or opportunities. That right there snuffs out all excuses. The next thing, the fourth and one of the most important things is that if I have a dream, don't occupy yourself with any extracurricular activities until the dream is fulfilled. The only extracurricular activities is except family and work obligations. You want to know why I'm talking about this? Because dreams are what give me life. We got people popping pills for depression. People going to see therapists. If you go to see a therapist, I'm not knocking you. Psychologists, taking all types of medications for all these different reasons. Because the dream is gone. And so in order for me to accomplish the things that I set out to accomplish, you want to know what? This new podcast and what we're doing, this is the most important thing right now. When you want to achieve something, you got to lock in on it and focus on that. Just focus on it. Don't get into anything else. It's too many distractions. I got to watch this show. I got to watch this basketball game. I got to go here. I got to go meet this person. I got to go over to this baby shower. I got to go attend this. I got to go there. I got to go here. I got to watch this. Everything is a distraction because you want to know what the trick is? The trick is the enemy knows I only have but a certain amount of time. All of us only have about a certain amount of time here. And if it could just bide the time long enough to keep me from being who God intended me to be, then it won. How many of y'all out there feel right now that you really haven't lived up to who and what you thought you would be? How many of y'all out there really feel like your dreams are slipping away? We talking now. Who out there really, has accomplished what they wanted to do with themselves? Hmm? You know, so my fifth step to all of this is once you get the dream, you realize that the process has changed your belief system. Now you just live in your truth. See, it's the process of me day in and day out pursuing my dreams on the road to success. That process is actually changes electrically. It changes the neurons in my brain. It changes the way I look at life. And the most important thing is that belief in myself. I start to gain self-confidence. I start to feel like I could pull it off. It's funny because Quincy Jones said, I never had a problem in my life. I just had puzzles. There really aren't any problems. Right now, I don't have any problems. I just got puzzles. Hmm? And if I really focus and lock in and don't get distracted trying to change other people, trying to dictate what you need to do or not do, really lock in. I want you to try to lock in for just 1 week on something that you want to accomplish. And then let that week turn into another week. Just lock in. The process itself will change you. See, I like to talk a lot about the cart being before the horse. But a reason why a lot of us fail and don't achieve our dreams and goals because we think that we gotta change, right? And then, we try to will our own change to then become who and what we want to become. But it's the process of obedience and discipline to what I necessarily don't want to do because my mind is weak. My mind is always trying to protect itself. My mind wants to protect me from hard obstacles. My mind has a built-in protection system that when something is difficult, something is challenging, my mind tells me, Malik, leave it alone, run. Leave it alone. My mind is always convincing me to quit. I can't trust it. I can't trust it. But I got to trust in the process that I'm being led in. So, when, the enemy tries to convince me, but when God speaks to me, God just speaks to me. Real simple. He says it once. That's how I know the difference between what's talking to me. When the enemy's talking to me, the enemy continues to try to convince me why I should do something. When God is talking to me, God just says it once. The spirit of intuition, he says it once, and then he sits back. And I'm a firm believer that my belief is actually looking for me. That my dreams and my goals and my beliefs are really looking for me. I just have to be attuned to it. I have to tune the station in properly. And you know how I tune the station in? I tune the station in through blocking out a lot of the distractions. I'm telling you, the key to failure is having a lot of distractions. I can't actually entertain everything. I have to go into solitude. I got to break my life down into simple habits. I got to simplify my life. I got to remove things off the table so that I can be supremely effective. So once I move things out the way that are no good for me, I talked before about my not to-do list needing to be bigger than my to-do list. My second step in this process is thinking of all the ways that my dreams can be destroyed and do the total opposite. Think of all of the ways that I can fail when I want to approach something. Think of all of the ways that could lead to my demise. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you're in a relationship with somebody. If you're getting into a new relationship and you really like this guy, think of all of the ways that you can destroy the relationship. Just think of all of the ways. And then do the total opposite. And don't do the same things that you think would destroy the relationship. Don't then do those things. Do the total opposite, no matter how it feels. Because let me tell you something. It's painful to be obedient and disciplined so that I can fulfill my dreams. But it's more pain in being disobedient and undisciplined and failing. See? Because there's nothing worse than being 70 years old and looking back on your life and realize you ain't accomplished nothing. I didn't fulfill my purpose. So how do I look? How do I look at the different areas of my life? How do I look at relationships? What do I believe about relationships with people? What is my belief system? What is my belief system when it comes to going to work? What is my belief system when it comes to owning my own business? What is my belief system when it comes to marriage? What is my belief system when it comes to raising children? And where did that come from? What is my belief system when it comes to church? What's my belief system when it comes to God? What's my belief system to owning a new car? What do I believe that car is going to do for me? We're talking about belief systems because what I believe is going to ultimately determine the course of my existence. You know, I know it would be nice for me to be on talking about unpopular subjects because this is the hard stuff to talk about. Why? Because we live in and day out. And some of us screwed up today. Some of us are really messing up. We're making a mess out of our lives. You're lazy. You love social media too much. You can't get off TV. We in a country, we glorify all the wrong people. Everybody that's a hot mess is a superstar. What makes all these slut superstars? What makes you all that because you got a bunch of gold chains and you can rap? Whose life you changing through all that rap? Whose life you changing through your music? It goes back to beliefs. What do we believe? Do I believe that you the man because you driving a Porsche? Or you got $1 million? Or you on Instagram and social media around rappers and ball players? Huh? I see y'all running around these guys, taking pictures with all of these people that don't do nothing for nobody. They all selfish. And they the man. Why? When they come around the way, everything stops. Why? What kind of enlightenment have they brought to the community? Y'all get me sick with that. These people running around with $200,000 chains, $1 million worth of jewelry on, just reminding the poor community of what they don't have. Why? Because what do we believe? What do I believe to support that? What are any of these people doing to actually help shape and recreate my life and help me to get over character defects and shortcomings that have ambushed me into a life of failure and misery? And everybody always flossing on social media and you in pain. And then when I see you, you look bad. And your car smoking. Fronting for likes. And some of y'all got more likes than you got money. You got more likes than you got money. You got more friends on social media than you got money in the bank. This whole thing is designed to change your belief system. That's why they've introduced shopping to the Christmas holiday. Why? To change people's belief systems and their perception of what the holidays are about. See, people who are successful know the art of success, and they expose the other people who don't know it. That's why 1%, the top 1% here in this economy called capitalism, has that top 1% has just as much as the bottom 50%. Why? Because they know it's all about belief systems. You know, successful people really don't spend a lot of time with all of this extracurricular activities that some of us do. So I want you to watch something. And I know I got a little rough, but I want you to watch something. I want you to look at from tomorrow. Tomorrow's December 1st. I want you to look at your life from December 1st to December 31st and just look at your patterns. Look at the things that you do day in and day out. And how much of that, how much of the energy of what you do actually goes towards your dream? Because I could tell you where you're going to go. I could tell you what you're going to accomplish. I could tell you what you're going to accomplish. Let me tell you, I had an experience maybe about 6 months ago. I got called for MTA, for the train operator. They called me after like 12 years. 12 years ago, I was in a place where I would really have considered the job, being a train operator. And shout out to all my MTA people and my train operators out there. So I went down and I went to the class and I started the process of being trained to be a train operator. And before I did it, I don't live this thing called life on my own. So I have people in my life who I trust their value and their judgment. I spoke to my family about it. I weighed the options. I took it into prayer and meditation. I, you know, I spent time alone getting still, asking for divine inspiration. This is a really working part of my life. This is how I live my life. And I know this isn't popular for people to come on social media talking about how they depend and rely on God, how they depend and rely on other people in their life to make healthy decisions. I know this isn't popular, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if one person tuned in. I would do this. So I started the process. And as I was in school, it was a little difficult because I own several businesses. So it was hard trying to maintain the businesses and still go to school. School is very intensive. Anybody who's been in the school for train operator with MTA is very intensive. It's a safety sensitive job. You got people's lives in your hands. I get it. And you got to learn a lot of information in a short amount of time. So I went and it got a little rocky, but then I started to get it. And because I'm a bus operator, I kind of made the transition to being a train operator fairly well. And I started to like it. But let me tell you what else started to happen. What started to happen is my truth of who and what I am started to come out. And guess what? I'm a businessman. And I had this podcast on my mind because I bought all my podcast equipment right before they called me. In hindsight, I'm looking at it. It was a distraction. It was actually trying to take me away from my dream because this is my dream. Doing this is my dream. So one day I was gonna resign, and I knew I was making it from an emotional decision because I failed the test. So I waited and I passed 2 more tests, and I started to feel better about myself, and I made the decision to resign not from a place of emotion, but from a place of stillness. And I resigned, and it's a good job, good benefits, making pretty good money. But to be honest with you, that wasn't money to me. When I was looking at those checks, that wasn't a lot of money to me. And listen, I love, train operator dudes, I love y'all, and I loved it. And I had fun. And if they would have maybe caught me, in another lifetime or 20 years ago, they might have had me. But guess what? I'm a bona fide, down to my bone marrow businessman. I'm a hustler turned businessman. That's who I am. That's my truth. And that's why I resigned. And my job is to carry the message of enlightenment to other people, regardless of how it looks to anybody. I don't care how it looks. This is what I was ordained to do. My mother tells the story all the time, and growing up, I didn't want to hear the story. But anybody that really knows me knows that before my mother got pregnant with me, somebody in her church came and told her that, now mind you, before me, she lost 4 boys. 4 straight times the pregnancy didn't go well. I think she gave birth to 2 of them and they died. And the other 2, she didn't make it through the pregnancy. 4 boys in a row. Follow the story. So my mother was 42 years old. My father was 60. My father was 60, man, when my mother had me. I used to get into a lot of fights in 80 Park and Africa Park. In Rochdale, people used to be like, yo, your grandfather was out here looking for you. I'm like, yo, man, it wasn't my grandfather. It's my father, man. Claude Turnage, man. But so this lady comes over to my mother after Bible study and tells my mother the God that God put on her heart to tell her that she was going to have another child, that she was going to have a baby boy. But that during the pregnancy, she was going to face a lot of trials and tribulations. But God told her to tell her that everything was going to be okay. So now my mother gets pregnant with me. And about 4 or 5 months into the pregnancy, my mother gets really sick. My mother had cancer in her stomach. So the doctors come to her and they say, yo, listen, you got to get rid of this child. You got to get rid of the child. You got cancer in your stomach. And we need to remove the child, abort the child, so we can start working on you, because we don't even think you're going to make it. And my mother, being a Christian, God-fearing woman that she was, she remembered that the lady had told her that you're going to have a boy, and that boy is going to carry God's message. And he's going to do a great work for God. And she remembered that. And she told the doctors, listen, you do what you have to do. And we're going to do our part. We're going to pray and you do your part, but I'm having a child. And look, I'm here. And my mother suffered as a result of that decision. For the first 3 years of my life, my mother was in the hospital. I thought my older sister, Claudette, was my mother. So I hated hearing that story. My mother told that story maybe 888 times. That was her testimony in church. Her pregnancy was my mother's testimony. So that's why I couldn't stay on that MTA job. That's why I'm doing this. That's why we're doing the podcast. Because a lot of us are struggling out here. And yeah, I've been blessed. I've been blessed to achieve wonderful things in my life. I'm living a very good life. But I want to talk about how my life was transformed. About 13 years ago, on August 3rd, 2005, I had a life-changing experience. And that life-changing, and I remember then I told my wife, I said, we're going to be okay. We were struggling. We was living in Far Rockaway. We didn't have much. We was in a 2-bedroom apartment. Me and her was living in the living room. That was our bedroom, so we could give the 4 kids. They was both sharing a room. It was rough. And I told her then that we was going to have everything we had. Why? Because I saw it. I believed it first. I envisioned it first. I envisioned it. And then the process of getting to where we are with all of our success, with multiple businesses, the process has changed my beliefs, not the other way around. I had to see it. But I had to see it and I had to lock in. And I ain't been on the scene. People don't see me. I see them. People be like, yo, people be thinking I came home from prison or something. Yo, son, I ain't seen you in a long time. Where you been? You just came home. I be like, I ain't just come home. I've been seeing you. I've been riding by, seeing you. You don't see me, I see you. Why? Because I was totally devoted to my dreams and goals. I wanted to grow my bus company and I wanted to open childcare centers. And I didn't do much else but that. That and my family. And let me tell you something. You don't actually have a lot of energy to do other things. You people out there that want to open different stuff, listen, you got to lock in on that. Don't do nothing else. Don't do nothing. Don't even go nowhere. You want to open an art gallery? Paint your behind off and don't do nothing but paint. Go to things occasionally that you got to go to and attend to, and don't do nothing else. You got to put all of your energy into that. I'm not on the scene out there, and I don't care. And all those cats that are on the scene out there looking like they blinging, I got more than all of them. I do. Period. Because they spending so much time impressing people. Let me tell you something. I spent the late 80s and early 90s. I almost died out there trying to impress people. And where are all of the guys we was impressed with? Where all of they? The ones that ain't dead and in jail, they out here looking bad. Fat and nasty. Kids don't care about them. Kids all over the place. Teeth missing. Drinking all the time. Beer belly. Yo, guys that I thought were the man back in the days look bad. All they could talk about is back when and what. Yo, bro, I'm having a new experience. Let me tell you something. Check me in 2-3 years. Check where I'll be in 2-3 years. We're just getting started. People think I arrived somewhere, and I'm looking at them like, yo, bro, I just built the basement. We just laid in the foundation. This ain't even actually where I'm trying to get to. This was the foundation plan. And people look at me like, yo, I wish I had what you had. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm really not impressed with this. Why? Because I see more than this. We're going to do some incredible things with this show. And I'm not doing it for no glory. We gotta get a society where we get away from all that. I'm tired of seeing your dresses. I'm tired of seeing your diamonds on social media. Why don't you show me on social media how you help somebody? Show me that. Don't show me all your bikes and all your cars. And I know we do it. But we gotta reshape and recreate who and what we are. And it goes back to what I believe. Huh? And my belief system creates a dependence on things that actually don't change my life. And they start to govern my decisions, and I start to make decisions based out of fear. My belief system is tied right into my fears. I'm telling you, just try it. Just watch it. Just try to be aware of the decisions that you make. A lot of us are making decisions based on not wanting to lose something. We feel we got to protect ourselves. Oh, I'm not doing that for her. She don't never. Oh, I'm not going here and doing that. What they ever did for me. We're too selfish. When did the black community, when did we get so selfish? How do you think we made it through slavery? You think we made it through slavery being selfish? We're not that type of people. Don't get caught up into all of this. We got to help each other. But before we can help anybody, my mission and goal is to really work on how we think. That's what a lot of this show is going to be about. Transformation. The people that we interview is going to be not about what they've achieved, but what was the transformation to get there. Because we need to hear more transformation stories. I promise you that I'm going to have great people on this podcast that are going to give you stories of transformation. That's all we're going to do. I pledge that to you. Belief systems are going to govern the type of decisions I make. So you ever make a decision that leads to pain? Anybody out there makes decisions that lead to pain, and you do something again and you're like, why did I do that? You want to know why? Because my belief system thinks I can still get pleasure out of it. Why did I have sex with that guy and I know he ain't no good for me? Why did I go over there and visit their house when I know I'm going to walk out feeling bad? Why do I keep going to that job and that boss treats me bad? Why do I keep hanging out with that coworker when I know they zap my energy? Why I keep messing with that woman when all I know is all she wants is money from me? You want to know why? Because I believe that I need those things to be okay. I believe I need those things to be okay. And because I believe I need those things to be okay, I make decisions that lead to me being hurt. So I got to simplify my life so that I start to make a new batch of decisions. And it starts with me simplifying everything, focusing on my dream, focusing on who and what I want to be, the things that I want for me and my family, loving my family as much as I can, giving as much love as I can, even if it's hard. I know some people don't deserve it, man. Listen, I'm with you. I know that there's people that don't deserve it. Give it to them anyway. It's going to make you better. And then you're going to realize your belief system is going to change, that you don't really need them to reciprocate it back for you to be okay. Why? Because you have it to give. I promise you. And I'm going to close with this, and I'm going to end with this. As your belief system changes, your decision making is going to change. And as your decision making change, you're going to be more attuned to the goals and dreams that I actually believe are looking for each one of us. This podcast was looking for me. It wanted me all these years. But I was just blocked. I thought I needed to be somebody else for people to accept me. I thought I needed to show people that I was whatever it is I thought I needed to be. And that's what's happening with a lot of us. Your dreams are cool. Don't you feel it calling? Huh? Come on, man. There's talented people. We need to introduce our talents. This is the time in this age of Trump. I'm telling you, this is the time. We got to pull this society back together. And we've always done it in human history. People of African descent, we've always come through. Every step of the way in human history. Huh? And we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Come on, y'all. We got to show the world once again how to get it right. All right? So listen, I'll go over it real quick. 5 things to change the way I believe. First, visualizing a dream. Second, think of all of the ways that the dream can be destroyed and do the opposite. Third, take the first step in that direction, regardless of finances or opportunities. The opportunities will create themselves from you. You take 1 step, God will take 2. I promise. 4, don't occupy yourself with any extracurricular activities until the dream is fulfilled, except family and work obligations. Besides doing that, back to the dream. And 5, once you get the dream, you'll realize that the process has changed your belief system. Now you just got to live in your truth. First, so the understanding comes after I do it. I do it, then I get it. The understanding comes in the doing. Stop trying to figure it out before you do it. Do it. Then the understanding will shape how you look at it. Trust me, do it first. Peace and blessings. Tuned in again to Conversations with Malik. We'll be back on Sunday. We're going to be doing our show. Look out for our show. On Sunday, we'll be on at 1. We might not be Facebook Live, but we're going to upload it, and it's going to be on YouTube. And I'm going to have all the information about the show. Next Sunday, we got Donna Jonas. She's a life coach. She's excellent. She's from Harlem, and she's going to be on giving life coach tips, and I will give you her information. All of the people that we're going to be bringing on are going to be people that, from meeting them here on this show, you can form a relationship with yourself, and continue this on. I don't want to just leave you empty-handed. We're going to provide resources for you to take those resources and then use. And then we'll talk about it. We'll interact. We're going to become a community. So we're setting everything up now. God bless y'all. Have a good night. Peace and blessings.